You've probably noticed something different about the Denver real estate market lately. Maybe you've seen more for sale signs in your neighborhood. Maybe a friend's listing has been sitting longer than expected. Or maybe you're quietly wondering if now is even the right time to make a move. I'm John Grandt with the North Star team at Compass and your Denver real estate pro. In today's video, I'm walking you through exactly what's happening right now across the Denver metro area, using real numbers, real-time sentiment, and real advice to help you buy or sell with confidence. Welcome to the Denver real estate market update for July. Let's start with the reality for sellers. The emotional temperature across the Denver market has changed a lot. Over the past few weeks, I've talked with multiple homeowners who are stressed, exhausted, and uncertain. I've heard stories like this. We listed with high hopes, but it's been over a month and barely any traffic. Or sellers who reached out because they need to move before school starts, but are afraid of dropping their price too soon. And they're not alone. The data confirms what they're feeling. In June, there were nearly 14,000 active listings across the Denver metro area. That's up from over 10,000 a year ago. In fact, it's the highest inventory level we've seen in over a decade. And it's not just sitting homes. 5,600 new listings hit the market last month alone. So even if you list today, you're not just competing with other sellers, you're competing with volume. The volume is really slowing things down. The average home sat on the market for 36 days in June. That's up from 27 days this time last year and up from just 9 days back in 2021 during the peak of the Denver real estate market. Buyers aren't rushing. They're weighing their options, shopping across neighborhoods, and negotiating harder. In some cases, they're skipping newer listings altogether and targeting homes that have already been on the market for a few weeks because they think those sellers are more likely to deal. And here's the part that adds even more pressure. The sales pace isn't keeping up. In June, we had just over 3,900 closings. That's nearly 2,000 fewer sales than new listings that month. So even as more homes go up for sale, fewer are being sold. That supply-demand imbalance puts sellers in a position where they have to lead with strategy, not just hope. Now the good news. Prices have remained stable. In fact, the average sales price in June hit almost $734,000. That's up from $712,000 this time last year, and it's the highest average we've ever seen in June. So it's not that buyers aren't willing to spend. They are, but only when the home, the price, and the presentation all align. If you're thinking about selling right now, you need to be honest with yourself. Are you ready to compete? That means coming to the market with a price that reflects what's happening now, not what your neighbor got in 2022. It means staging your home to shine in photos, video, and online listings. And it means staying flexible when buyers push back or ask for terms that might not have been on the table 2 years ago. This isn't a market for coasting. It's a market for adjusting quickly when necessary. Now let's flip the script and talk buyers. If you're shopping for a home right now in the Denver metro area, your experience is dramatically different than it would have been just a couple years ago. Back in 2021, you had to tour homes the minute they hit the market. You were competing against multiple offers, you might have waived inspections, or offered tens of thousands over asking just to have a shot. It was stressful, unpredictable, and fast. Today, it's very different. Right now, you have choices. In fact, you have more than 13,000 active listings to explore. That means you're no longer limited to the handful of homes in your price range that pop up each weekend. You can compare neighborhoods, you can ask questions, and in many cases, you can negotiate with confidence. And you should. In June, with just under 4,000 homes sold, we saw a major shift in leverage. Buyers who had done their homework, who were financially prepared, and clear on what they wanted, were able to negotiate inspection items, ask for seller-paid closing costs, and even secure interest rate buydowns as part of the deal. And the sellers said yes, not always, but often enough that this is no longer the exception, it's the reality of the current market. Now that doesn't mean it's easy. Mortgage rates are still hovering around 6.8%, and that makes monthly payments a challenge, especially for first-time buyers. Affordability is real, but so is opportunity. While the average price in June was above $730,000, there are still pockets of value across the Denver metro area, especially in neighborhoods with longer days on market or older inventory. What matters most is that you go into the process with a clear financial plan, a strong local agent, and a strategy for how to make your offers stand out without overpaying or overextending yourself. Now let's zoom out now and look at the big picture. This market is transitional. We're not in a free fall, but we're not in a frenzy either. The market is recalibrating after several years of extreme highs and pandemic-era buying behavior. And transitions can still feel uncomfortable. That's why both buyers and sellers are feeling more cautious, more hesitant, and more dependent on good advice than ever before. So let me simplify this for you. If you're a seller, your path to success is built on 3 things: competitive pricing, compelling presentation, and a willingness to respond quickly to the market. If your home hasn't had strong activity in the first 2 weeks, don't wait. Adjust. Waiting won't fix a mispriced home. Strategic movement will. If you're a buyer, your edge is clarity and patience. Know your budget. Understand your financing options and look closely at homes that have been sitting for more than 30 days. Those are often the ones where sellers are most ready to talk terms. In both cases, your best bet is to work with somebody who knows how to navigate this current landscape, not just someone who knows what worked 2 years ago. If you're unsure where you fit into this story, that's okay. That's why I'm here. Whether you're just starting to explore your options or you're ready to take action, I'd love to help you map out your next steps. With the right strategy, you can move confidently, even in a market like this one. Thanks for watching. If you have more questions about the Denver market, feel free to call or text anytime. I'm John Grandt, the North Star team at Compass, and your Denver Real Estate Pro. I'll see you next time.